Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray, and we are here to jump into the episode 13, the finale of Pippi. All right, it's been a long journey for me. I caught up. I started a little bit later when I started the series, so there'd already been a few episodes out, and then I caught up and been watching it week to week. But then some things happened and I wasn't able to stay on that weekly watch basis. So, but I'm finally here. We're at the end. We're gonna wrap up this storyline. Everything's kind of coming to a head at this art gallery. We have Charlie and Babe seeing each other again after episodes apart. And Babe thinking that Charlie was dead. After yet another lie that Charlie has told him. Let's get into the final episode, y'all. Let's go.
พี่เบมพี่เป็นอะไรไหมพี่
ชาลีนี่มึงจริงๆใช่ไหมเนี่ยกูไม่ได้ปัดใช่ไหมชาลี
I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot when I ended the last episode. I forgot to talk about. I'll talk about it in this episode. Them leaving them kids behind. I don't know why I just remember that when they started hugging. I think it's because I was like, well, what about the kids?
ผมก็เหมือนกันนะพี่ผมก็คิดถึงพี่เหมือนกันอะ
But
ชาลีมึงอย่าหายไปไหนแล้วนะครับ
ผมสัญญา
the most forgiving man you've ever seen, by the way. After all the bullshit, couldn't be me.
แปลว่า
That's all I
ที่
have
กู
to
มาให้หาย
say.
เนี่ยเป็นเพราะมึงยังไม่ตายจริงๆแต่ก่อนหน้านี้มึงไปอยู่ไหนมา
ผมอยากให้พี่มีความสุขอะ
All right.
กูไม่ได้มีความสุขวันที่มึงไม่อยู่กูไม่มีความสุขเลย
That was
ผมรู้
not
ค
the
รับ
right
พี่เบม
excuse.
ผมจะไม่หายไปจากพี่อีกแล้วอะ
แต่
Can you even keep that promise?
แต่มึงยังไม่ตายอ่ะแล้วทำไมพลังมันกลับมาอยู่ที่กูได้วะ
ผมเจอคนคนหนึ่งพี่เขามียาที่กำจัดพลังพิเศษออกไปได้อะ
ใครอ่ะ
Your father.
เรื่องมันยาวอะพี่เรารีบหนีไปกันก่อนดีกว่า
Yeah, we are in the middle of a whole like human trafficking ring takedown.
ไม่กูจะไม่หนีไปไหนทั้งนั้นนะ
Yeah, we need to end this shit with Tony today. I don't care how it happens. We either arresting him or we're murdering him. But this is done after today. We're not doing this anymore.
พี่เบฟเรากำลังหาอะไรอะพี่
หลักฐานที่เจ้าผิดไอ้โทนี่
Can we even use that evidence? Can we even use that? If we break into his place and then steal the evidence out of his place, is that even admissible in court?
สารของบริษัททีเวิร์อ่ะที่เป็นโนมินีของมันอ่ะลองไปดูฝั่งนู้นนะ
Or is he gonna get off on a technicality like a fucking mistrial or some shit like that?
นั่นไว้ก่อนไป
The way we left those children to rot? I'm sorry, I can't get over them leaving the children behind. Like, at least Jeff turned around and was like, what about the kids? Like, but Unc still running off with him and saying, fuck them kids? I cannot. Yeah,
อะไรวะ?
the evidence you need.
หลักฐานทั้งหมดที่จะเอาผิดคุณโท
Yeah,
นี่
he's a
ได้
whistleblower. Who gives a fuck? Let's just get the hell out of here.
นอตโซนิก
I mean, if we're not saving the children.
โอ้ไอ้โทนี่ฟันหัวเด็ก
I mean, we kind of knew that because he was going to cut up Kim and sell his organs on the black market. And it's not like, he, oh no, that's too far. Like, no, he's a piece of shit. You know? He's the worst trash.
ทั้งหมดนี่ก็เป็นแค่เรื่องบังหน้าล้านร้อยล้านเพราะมูลค่าแท้
everybody here is in the know, but like I guess maybe not like I said, maybe not the media presence or the auctioneer.
จริงไม่อยู่ที่ของ
มูลนิธิตระกูลเฉิน
ไม่มีทางที่ทำอะไรแปดเปื้อนแบบนั้นเด็ดขาด
Everybody check their phones. Boop, boop. Oh, wait! No, wait, that happened immediately. I was like, somebody's about to get a notification. I was right on the money. Yeah. Oof. That's a whole snuff film, y'all. Here you go. Guess we gotta flee the country. Kill everybody in here, I guess. Like, jeez. Time for a bit of not the Uzi. I was about to say time for a bit of mass murder. Like, well, shit. We killing everybody in the room. And then we're fleeing the country. He's very serious. He's very. There was just a video uploaded of him killing a child. Yeah, he will shoot your ass. Yeah, I forgot they were both Enigma.
กูจะพาพวกมึงไปกับกูด้วย
Yeah, want to run.
และกูจะให้พวกมึงหาเงินให้กู แบบที่พวกมึงอ่ะจำไปจน
Oh yeah, that's right. Because his whole idea was to have them breed and just keep breeding more alphas that have powers. So nasty. He's such a. He needs to get shot.
วันตายเลย
Actually, he really needs to die a slow death, but I'll take just killing him and getting him out of here. Not. So, nobody is here to save them. Kim? Maybe Kim. Maybe Kim's gonna come in clutch here. Since we haven't seen him do anything since he was last kidnapped. Kim deserves to beat his ass. I'd say actually, after what he did to Kim, yeah, he's the #1 person who deserves to beat his ass. Yeah, we know. I was like, who is left to like save these guys? Because we know the cops ain't coming. Take the gun away or something. We just gonna watch him crawl, huh? Again, no sense of urgency. Like, we just sat there and watched him slowly crawl to get that gun instead of immediately just knocking him out again once we saw he was still moving, or just picking up the gun immediately. No sense of urgency. It's not like he jumped to get the gun or something. Like, no. They wanted to have the scene of somebody stepping on his hand over the gun. Man, somebody kick him in the face or something. Again, no urgency. Not trying to figure out what happened to the others. Nothing.
สวัสดีเพื่อน พบเลย
Now, pistol whip him and let's go.
ให้ความรักกูเหรอ
Why are we dragging this? Oh, so they can stomp his ass. I do like this part, but like, let's do that earlier. Like, let's just immediately jump to this. This is what I mean. Like, it's weird pacing.
หนีไปก่อน
No, stay undercover.
ชาลี
Who's gonna jump in front and take a bullet for her babe? Okay. Sure. we knew that was a setup. I don't know if it was needed. Like, what's that needed? Let me go back and let's watch that again. Like, I understood that he was circling around, but like, why was Babe not also circling around? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's fine. That's his redemption moment. So that, you know, the audience is supposed to feel okay with him being, you know, either back in the group or being forgiven. He might still die, but he got shot like twice, maybe 3 times. Yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah, this guy is still not dead. I know his magazine is pretty large, but we're in the ground,
ถ้ามึง
preferably.
ยอมเป็นสินค้าให้กูดีๆตั้งแต่แรกอะป่านนี้มึงสุขสบายมากกว่านี้อีกเยอะ กูจะปล่อยพวก
This
มึง
dude
ทุ
is
กคน
delusional.
พูดปากเลยมึงอะว่าถ้าไม่มีกู
And then the dad's gonna show up.
มึงจะมาถึงจุด
That's
นี้ได้
not
ยังไง
right. He still has me. One of those. He's not your son.
เราเริ่มต้นกันใหม่ได้นะลูก
We're gonna get that.
กูไม่มีพ่อเหี้ยแบบมึง
All right. They don't mean badass like positive. They mean like evil, like bad. We got it. We got it. Okay, he's finally out of bullets.
มึงยิงกูเลย
Shoot me. Shoot me now. Okay, got it. No, he's gonna shoot Charlie. He knows you love Charlie. Oof. Who's gonna intervene? Ken? Yeah, stabbed in the back by Ken. Ooh, and in the front.
หยุดเถอะนะครับ พอ
I'm so happy. Just die. Oh, take the gun out of his hand so he doesn't shoot you. Oh, please take the gun out of his hand. He isn't fully dead yet. He's gotten shot and he's gotten stabbed twice. But please take the gun out of his hand. I do not want this man to pop up. Okay, he's dead. He's dead. Just start popping off. I still would take the gun out of his hand, frankly. Honestly, wasn't expecting Ken to make it out of this alive, to be honest. I guess they decided to kill Wei instead. The way his supposed lover is not next to him. Like, why did he not run over and have part of the scene be with Pete? Nobody's calling an ambulance or nothing. I'm sorry, I can't take this scene seriously. Like, they are doing their best here. Especially Pavel. Pavel is acting his ass off. He carried this series, y'all. He has carried from the beginning until now. Just tell him what he need to hear. He's on his way out.
มึงเป็นเพื่อนที่ดีที่สุดในชีวิตกูนะเว้ย กูสาบานเลย กูจะอยู่ข้างมึงตลอดไปนะเบบ
The way we have not given any time with Pete. And why? Because that relationship was empty. You know what? Fair enough. That relationship was so empty. That's why we're like, do we need to have a scene with Pete here? I mean, I know they were kind of dating, but, you know. Like, Pete hasn't even run over. Like, like these two are working the scene. They are doing their level best. It's just that I can't take it seriously. Sorry. And the way these guys are the ones that rushed over to his side first. One of these people here was his lover.
เศร้าเหรอ
Yeah, he's known Wei for a long time. As long as he's known Babe, actually.
เศร้าสิ
Because he met them at the same time, right?
ไอเวมันอยู่กับฉันมาตั้งเกือบ10 ปี ยังไงมันก็เป็นน้องชายฉันคนหนึ่ง
I tell you what, he was also really great in that scene. His crying, like, nice. Nice.
ผมขอโทษนะ
That was a good scene. This was their best scene. To be honest. This was their best scene. And I think it's because they were talking about something like real. This green screen ad they put on this billboard. And they just, you know, use the same establishing shot and then, you know, change the ad on top. Yet another funeral.
สวัสดีครับ
The flashback to their 4 scenes together. Sorry. I've been mean. I shouldn't be mean. I shouldn't be mean. No, wait, that was 4 scenes. Wait, let me go back. It wasn't actually just 4 scenes.
สวัสดีครับ
Yo. 4. Yo, that was just 4 scenes. I feel bad. I feel bad that I said that. Yeah, these guys from the garage have known him the longest. He has cried so much in this series, Pavel. He really brought his A game in this. They put this man through it, y'all. Like, when will Babe get to rest? When will he get to rest and race some fucking racing cars? God damn. You know, I hate that shit, but yet I want him to race until he is happy again. God damn. And he's still got another shock coming his way when he finds out his dad is still alive and is out there.
ไปหาอะไรกินกันไหมพี่เบฟ
มึงอยากกินอะไรอ่ะ
ผมได้หมด
Is
นะ
he
พี่
gonna take him to a restaurant that his dad is running again or something?
ไม่อ่ะ
Didn't his dad used to run a restaurant or a
กินอะไร
cafe, something like that?
เรื่องลุงเลวันใช่ไหมครับ ถ้าเป็นพี่เบฟที่ผมรู้จัก เขาจะไม่หนีปัญหาหรอกนะครับ
Okay, so he's told him about him,
ผมพูดจริงๆนะพี่
but we're just not dealing with it because we've been focused on the funeral.
Yeah.
We got it.
เข้มแข็งกว่าที่พี่คิดนะ ลุงเลวันเขาอยากเจอพี่อะครับ
I'm at least happy he told him about him. You know, like he was honest with him about that. If nothing else. I'm sorry, it's just going to be like a sore point for me how much Charlie has lied to this man in this series. Right up to nearly the end.
ครับ
asked, what the hell happened? Why did you send me away to be with Tony?
ผมยังไม่เข้าใจเลยอะว่าพ่อทำแบบนั้นไปทำไม
And also, why did you pretend like you were
พ่อปล่อยเด็กอายุ7
dead
ขวบ
for like 20 years?
ต้องคิดว่าพ่อตัวเองตายจากไป
Yeah.
ต้องไปอยู่บ้านเด็กกำพร้า โดนพวกมันหลอกใช้ พ่อทำแบบนั้นไม่ได้ยังไงผมถาม
Like after he left
พ่อไม่เคยรัก
and
ผม
was
เลย
out there racing and stuff like that, why didn't you come forward at least then? Like, what's going on?
พ่อปล่อยไอ้เด็กคนเดียว ต้องใช้ชีวิต อยู่คนเดียว คิดว่าไม่มีใครต้องการเขาอีก
The tissue budget on this show for
I'm
Pavel?
not gonna
God
pay for
damn!
เขาให้ดีที่สุด
So he drove him out of business, drove him out onto the street. He was in the hospital, sick. Yeah. And then he came in like, oh, I can take care of your child. Just, you know. Maybe it's time to think about giving him up for adoption. You know. So he can have a better life, the life he deserves. Yada, yada. Predatory as fuck.
จากนั้นพ่อก็เฝ้าติดตามลูกมาตลอด
It's kind of worse somehow. Like, so you known that I've, been out here. You had a way to find me. You just didn't.
พ่อขอโทษจริงๆนะเปม
But babe,
พ่อยอมรับผิดทุกอย่าง
Babe is a very forgiving person. So he just needs time. Time to process it and vent his feelings.
ผมไม่อยากใช้ชีวิตมันมีตะกอนอยู่ในใจอีกต่อไปแล้วอะตอนนี้ผมอาจจะให้อภัยพ่อไม่ได้เต็มร้อยนะ แต่ก็ไม่ใช่ว่าผมไม่ดีใจที่พ่อกลับมาหาผมอีกครั้งหนึ่งอะ
Really upset.
ขอบคุณนะลูก
I kind of love that about Babe's character is that he always has that, like, he always like will feel his feelings and he'll cry and he'll scream and he'll be angry. Even when he knows that he's probably going to forgive that person somewhat, he'll say that, be like, listen, I just need to feel how I feel right now.
ขอบคุณมาก
He's done that almost every time.
พ่อรอวันนี้มานานเหลือเกิน
He's been wrong, I mean. Although I do wish that they would have let him be angrier at certain situations, but it's fine. It's his character. At this point, it's definitely a character trait, so there's that.
กลับไปดูงานที่อู่น่ะเหรอ ป่านี้เละเทะหมดแล้ว
Aren't we race car driving? I'm guessing that's the last scene is going to be them on the track.
เร็วๆลุกได้แล้ว ลุงจะทำอะไร
You said he could do what he wants.
ลุง เฮ้ย
Some sniff kisses.
ลุง
All right. Here's the sexy music. We're in a low budget, like, soft core film. Possibly from the 80s. There you go. Feeling that 80s vibe. Finally back into racing again. man.
พี่รัน เบฟ
So
ไปไหนอะพี่
I'm guessing the top 3 is
มันจะ
going
ไป
to
ไหน
be
ได้
Babe,
มันก็ไป
Kim,
ทำสมาธิมันอะดิ
and Charlie. Because they usually put 3 racers on their track, right? Oh yeah, they in here fucking.
ป้า อะไรคะพูดจริงดิ
I forgot that they decided to call each other stuff like that. We gotta end how we started, which was them fucking in the locker room. Wait, this song is kind of hitting. Oh yeah, this is like the opening song, isn't it? I like don't watch the opening after the first time, so I almost forgot it.
เร็วๆดิมาไม่ทำให้มาเสียเวลาหรอกครับมาทำอะไรอ่ะ
They have great chemistry, I tell you that. Regardless of how I feel about the story, they have great chemistry. And I enjoy watching them together. His longest relationship for
อะไร
sure.
ชาลี
Because isn't he usually
Yeah.
one and done before this? Before Babe?
อะไร
Or before Charlie?
ผมรักพี่นะ
No, he really has only had one love in
ผ
his
มรัก
life.
พี่คนเดียวจริง
I guess technically so is Babe. Babe ain't loved none of them
Wow.
other people.
นะชาลี
I guess we never did learn why the Charlie's
Luck map,
alpha
but-
scent doesn't bother Babe. I guess maybe because of
รัก
his
แบบที่ไม่
specific
เคยรักใครแบบนี้
power.
มาก่อนเลย
Because it's like,
เข้าใจไหม?
you know, he maybe probably reflects back the people around him. Maybe that's like a latent part of his power.
ฉันตั้งใจจัดธีมแบบ
Picnic?
ปิกนิกแบบที่วัยรุ่นเขาชอบกันเลยนะ
Not teenagers.
ทำไมอ่ะ
I mean, I know he's
Game is
young,
over, I know.
but I don't think he's a teenager, right? Like he's like in his early 20s.
แกไม่ชอบแน่เลยอ่ะ งั้นเราย้ายไปที่ร้านก็ได้นะ
ๆ ฉันภูมิใจในตัวแกนะ
Graduation
ขอบคุณครับ
party.
พี่
I thought it was just gonna be them two,
Oh,
but
here,
no,
Lan.
it's I think
นี่จะเลี้ยงฉ
everybody.
ลองเรียนจบหรือว่าจะขอแต่งงานกันแน่เนี่ย
เฮ้ย ไอ้เบฟ
So this is a double date then. It's not like a whole party. It's a double date. Got it. And then cut to them in there. Oh, he's up on the railing. Okay. I was like, is he kneeling? What's happening here? Okay. Oh, that's the end. All right, that was the end. Okay. I am very thankful that Tony is dead and that he died gruesomely being killed by the people he hurt the most, these children that he trafficked. That's the one great thing. That's the only thing that I really, really wanted. That and no, it's not the only thing. I wanted 2 things. I wanted Tony to die, and then I wanted Babe to be happy, to rest. I got both of those things, so satisfied. Now let's actually talk about this finale. It was good. I did like the scene. I mean, I didn't like everything about the scenes in the art gallery. Like I said, I think that some of that stuff could have been, you know, like we didn't have a sense of urgency in a lot of those scenes, and I really feel like we could have. Like we could have cut to certain things and just like, hey, let's get to it. Like we didn't need to have the whole scene of, you know, for example, Sonic and North and Kim like circling Winter and, you know, letting him slowly crawl around and try and do some kind of quippy whatever thing and then jumping him. Like we could have just immediately started jumping him. Like, we didn't need the whole thing. We could have just shown them jumping him and killing his ass. I presume that he was dead. He was bleeding a lot. So I presume that he died there, which fair enough, you know, fuck him. We didn't get any aftermath to any of that, by the way. We didn't get any like, you know, cuts to the police, you know, coming in and discovering everything. We didn't get any like news articles, you know, interviews everywhere, like, you know, any shots of the common, you know, people, everybody, regular people, general pop, like basically seeing all of these articles come across the screen and all that stuff. Like we used to have in the beginning of the series, like the reporter scene when we were first interviewing Tony and he first, you know, kind of showed himself to the public and et cetera, et cetera. Like we had like people there filming and stuff like that. Like we didn't get any follow-up to that to show like the police investigated and this huge human trafficking ring was uncovered and all of these victims. And I don't necessarily need like all of the victims, you know, on screen or anything, but I needed some kind of follow-up that like, hey, the whole ring was taken down. Because even though Tony was the head, there were other people involved in the human trafficking, including the billionaires that were buying the children. Like, are we investigating the ones who already bought kids, you know? Are we going to go rescue those children? You know, like, so I needed some follow-up there, personally. Me, personally. I wish we'd had a few scenes of the aftermath of the case and see if we had cut some of those scenes of, like, just dithering during the actual, you know, fight in the gallery. We could have had room for some follow-up scenes like that, personally. Just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. But, yeah, so that's how I feel about the gallery scenes. Like, I overall like how things happened, how things shook out. Like, you know, the gunfight and everything in the main part of the gallery, and, you know, a cathartic moment for Babe to shoot Tony, and then for Ken to stab Tony in the back and then in the front. That was great. I think that was actually my favorite part of that. All right, let's talk about Wei's sacrifice. I'm not going to talk about the blocking anymore because whatever, you know. They wanted to have him jump and take a bullet for Babe as like basically narrative karma for you know, what he did, his betrayal for 10 years and then the attempted assault, and that's fine. So they had to set up a reason for him to basically sacrifice his life for Babe. It was a good scene, you know, like the actors in it did great. You know, I think that was the best performance. I mean, how do I say this? I have enjoyed Wei's actor this entire time. I just think that I haven't enjoyed Wei. And I've felt very like over it with his character way earlier than I think I was supposed to, you know? And by the time we got to the point where he like basically tried to rape Babe, I was way over it then. Like, my God. And so everything after that, I have been completely disconnected from him. But that's not really an indictment of the actor. It's more just the character, you know. But in terms of the performance of that scene, you know, Pavel brought his A game. The actor who portrays sorry, something just turned into my the actor who portrays Wei did a great job, as did the actor who portrays Unc. I don't remember his name. What the hell is the uncle's name? The garage uncle. You know, he did a great job. It's just like weird stuff like, why in the world would we have this scene and Pete isn't like rushing forward to hold his hand or try to save him, try to help him, nothing like that. Like, Pete was such an afterthought in that scene, and it felt weird because we spent the whole back half of the season basically trying to tee up a romance between them, or almost whatever, them becoming lovers, Pete being, at least from Pete's side, falling in love with Wei, right? But then at the crucial moment in which Wei is dying, Pete is like off screen. And we only cut to him at the very end after literally everybody else came to circle Wei. Then we slowly pan up to Pete. And it was just like, what? Even at the funeral later, it was like Pete was again an afterthought. Like, we didn't spend any time. We didn't have like him over the grave on his own. Like, I don't need a whole scene, but like, I need to know that he actually, you know, is one of the most invested. Like, obviously I know that they didn't know each other for that long. So in terms of years, everybody else knew way more, obviously. But I'm saying that they have been building up that Pete is falling fully in love with this man. And yet they gave him no time at all to grieve. Now, I don't think the actor would have been able to handle that scene because I don't think he's very good. You know, I don't think he's very good. I'm sorry. Like, but I still, that doesn't matter to me. Like, that's an actor, you know. But for the story, it doesn't make sense that Wei is dying on the ground and Pete, who's right there, wouldn't jump forward to like hold his hand, be next to him. Like, yes, the focus could still be on Wei and almost said Pavel. Wei and Babe's relationship. You know, it can be focused on them and that reconciliation and, you know, everything like that. And we could mostly just have the camera focus there. But like, while they're doing all of that, Pete could have been on the other side, supporting him, holding his other hand or something like that. You know, like we could have had Wei look over to him once and say, I'm sorry, I couldn't be what you needed me to be, or something like that. You know, like, I'm sorry we don't get a chance, etc. You know, like we could have had more emotional weight in that scene. And, you know, so stuff like that like feels a little bit like half-baked is kind of how I feel about the entire series. I feel like a lot of this series had, on paper, somewhat good ideas, but the execution was very half-baked. Like, I don't know. And I felt, like I said, I felt that way about a lot of things from out of the series. A lot of scenes, a lot of episodes. So, yeah. That's kind of my overall feelings about the show. But, you know, I had an enjoyable time reacting to it, at least. It's just that I couldn't take, because I was so, you know, disengaged from a lot of what was happening because of the weird, you know, pacing and the weird storytelling choices and the weird acting choices. I wasn't able to like be fully in the moment, except for a few places. The scene with Ken and Tony, where Ken is just like trying his best to somehow please this man who treats him like trash, and yet nothing will ever work because he's a piece of shit, you know? Like, Tony's a piece of shit. He's never going to accept this man. You know, that scene worked for me a lot, and I was very engaged in it. What else? What's another scene? I did enjoy the scene in which, you know, between and the connection between Babe and Wei in that moment, and the two actors actually in that moment. I did enjoy that. So I did enjoy the scene itself, as like at least I enjoyed the dialogue between those two. I didn't enjoy the whole scene, but the dialogue between those two was good. What's another scene that worked for me? Oh, obviously, Ken stabbing the shit out of Tony. Best scene in the episode. Best scene in the episode. You know, we still ain't go back and get those kids, by the way. We never circled back around to those children. That was some follow-up that I needed. We didn't need the kids plastered on the news media. Obviously not that. But we needed, like, I don't know, somebody, some kind of agent or cop, whatever, something, some kind of official, like helping these kids find their original homes or something. Or maybe that was, you know, maybe the racing car team would do that instead. Like Pete, somebody needs to help these kids find their original home. We needed to follow up with those children because we just left them in the dust. I'm never going to forget that. Like, he looked those two children dead and said, peace. Well, guess we can't take you with us. Whew, whew, that was something. That was something. Anyway, yeah, I think that's enough of me talking about the series. We'll go ahead and finish it out there. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. You can go over to Patreon. I have some other shows up there. By the time you're seeing this on YouTube, I will have other shows up there for you to watch. I'll probably be on my next Thai drama. I'm thinking of starting. Well, I'm watching 23.5 right now. I know there's I want to start, what's it called? The sequel to Manor of Death. It's like sort of a sequel. It's like a companion show. Something with a T. Triage. I want to start Triage. So I'll probably start that next. And, what was the other one? Deep Night? Hold on, one second. Yeah, it was Deep Night. So I have a handful of Thai dramas. I have a bunch of Thai dramas on my list to watch, but I have about 4 that I'm probably going to choose for my next one. And it's going to be either Deep Night, Only Friends, Cherry Magic, or possibly Triage. There's also Last Twilight, I guess, so maybe 5. I have 5 that I have to kind of choose from that I want to watch. So I'll pick one of those, and that'll be my next Thai drama to react to. And then I'll work my way through my list. But I'm adding stuff to it all the time, so I don't know when I'll ever get through it all, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, we'll go ahead and leave it there. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Whatever, all this ever, but you long gone, it don't matter.